one of those fucking hipster neckbeard guys. I mean, I do have the mustache going on.
You do have a neck beard going though, because
Well, I
your
don't have
beard
a choice. It
goes
just that's how. I mean, it stops like here.
You
It's
got
right
to
up,
stops
shave
at
up
your
to it.
just above the tattoos where the hairline is.
You got to shave up to it, or you'll wind
my
up
beard
looking like
technically-
Travis with
my
all his beard
technically
on his
starts
neck.
about right here on my cheek, and ends.
it's on
I
my
have
chin.
a small gap, like right here
There,
between
Tron.
where the hair on my chest starts. There.
Yeah, you don't have a hairline, Dennis. Your hairline stops at your cheekbones and then starts again at your forehead.
Yeah, pretty.
You
yeah,
don't have hair from here to here, and
Pretty
then the
much.
rest of your body you're covered in hair.
Yeah,
You're a shaved
I had-
gorilla,
I had
basically.
to get all this trimmed down because it was sticking out of my collar like tufts. Fucking horrible.
I'm not going to ask why you know that.
Why
I
know
work
there's-
with it.
I
He
didn't
takes
ask.
Showers at work.
Didn't ask.
You didn't need to ask. I'll answer.
Well, there we
Totally
are.
no homo.
Well, at least I was a polite guy in the fucking shop who would take a shower and put the towel
Yeah.
on in and out of the shower, not just walk naked through the fucking building, because that's just disgusting. At least I have fucking priorities.
Like
Fucking,
Dover.
you know, not just Dover. Half the fucking guys would.
Dover and Snuffleupagus.
Snuffleupagus.
Every time I think about that, I just think about Stevie, because he'd just stand next to Stevie, and Stevie would get just mad. Dover, get your dick out of the sink. That's like, not looking.
Stevie
I'm
would
not
just sit there and stare at the ceiling. You could see the rage building in him.
Yeah, pretty much. So, gentlemen,
Okay.
we haven't talked in a while. How is everyone?
All right.
Good. I thought maybe we were calling it off again. Our fans, we're now that podcast.
No, we're not. We didn't have fans to begin with, so
Yeah, I
We
mean, there
have
is that.
some fans.
we have
There's
Chuck and Hank who are like, yeah,
Hank
now
and
I ain't
Dola.
got now I ain't got to pretend to listen to the show this week.
But no, everything's good. Tired. I've been breaking. I despise having bought this house now
Yeah.
because I've raked about 500 pounds of leaves.
Sounds about right.
Well, that's because you live in a forest, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it anymore though. I read an article. Anthony Neil Smith actually posted an article that researchers have said that you shouldn't rake your leaves up before wintertime. You should leave them because it, helps butterflies and moths and caterpillars and salamanders and various other organisms that live in or on leaves.
Depends on the leaves, though.
What do you mean?
There's certain types of leaves, like I want to say oak leaves, are horrible and they're very toxic to your grass if you leave them down and let them degrade there.
Yeah.
But there's other trees that, if you don't rake those up, you're fine and everything's happy.
That's what I have all
the
over
family
my,
of
all
not
over
oak
my yard.
leaves.
Yeah.
I guess is what he's saying.
I don't know for sure. I just know that the oak leaves were the one that, because I tried to pull that on the old man when I was a kid, and he goes, "Oh no, it doesn't work on these type of trees."
You're like, damn you and your knowledge.
Yeah.
Should've-
Guess what I have all over my yard?
Oak trees.
Oak trees. Yeah.
Yeah.
My the last 2 months have been filled with the noises of acorns
Oh, that's fun.
pelting my roof repeatedly all day, every day, 24 hours a day. My backyard is no longer really grass. It's grass growing around acorns.
Nice.
That tree is coming down.
Now, Travis, do you have a riding lawnmower?
Not yet.
When you get one, look up a yard brush.
Yard brush?
Yeah, it's a thing you hitch on the back of it, and it drags behind, and it'll sweep up all those fucking acorns and shit.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm totally getting one of those.
It's just basically a giant, like, brush, like broom handles, like broom bristles that are
Yeah.
along, like, the big axle, and all it does is it just turns as you drive, and then sweeps everything into the back. Now, for heavy leaves, you're kind of fucked. You still got to be raking all that, but this will take care of, like, sticks and acorns and all that kinds of shit.
For the leaves, I'm going to probably just leave them over the wintertime or wait until, like, like try to get it just before the first snow, and then I'll go rake. I'll rake them in from the borders once I get my riding lawnmower,
Right.
and then I'll just pick them all up with a riding lawnmower instead of
Yeah.
fucking. Because right now, what I have to do is I have to rake them into giant piles, because everything's too heavy to blow them now. Because it's wet and fucking retarded outside. So I rake them into big piles, and then I take my snowblower and I put the sucker attachment on it, and I suck the fucking big piles down and put them into bags, and then go to another pile, suck it down, put it in a bag. Today I filled 4 of the giant leaf bags that you buy at Walmart.
Right.
I don't
Now,
know
do
if
you
guys
have to bag the leaves, or do they come by and collect them?
I have to bag them because I live out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Oh.
They're not collecting shit out here.
Yeah.
I put them in contractor bags 2 weeks ago, and they refused to pick them up. My garbage company refuses to pick them up.
That's fine.
So I have to take them out of the contractor bags and put them in leaf bags so the town will pick them up. Which is pissing me off. And I still have a stretch that's about 15 feet long, about 4 feet deep, and about 3 feet wide of leaves and hay because they finally finished my yard. They came in and regraded it and put the topsoil down and seeded it and then put hay down because, that's what they do. So yeah, I got to pick up fucking 6 bales of hay.
Nice.
That was awesome. I bought a $9 made in China rake and it broke in 3 pieces within the first hour of me using it.
I get the feeling it broke once and then he broke it the other 2 times. Is what God damn it!
I got up my yard, like I started at the driveway, and I was raking like towards the front, towards the road. So I got from my driveway to the tree line and a little bit along the tree line, and it fucking broke about that far in, like a foot and a half. So I was like, all right, fuck it. That's not too bad. I can still use the rake. Put the fucking broken piece in my back pocket. Kept raking. I got a whole bunch of it down onto the driveway. This is fucking hay and leaves and other assorted nonsense going on in my front yard. So I turned the rake over, and I like kind of pushed it across my driveway instead of dragging the rake across because I didn't want to, eat the rake fingers, whatever they are, on my driveway. So I turned it over and I kind of like pushed it across. And as I had, I'm doing a slight lifting motion while going forward so I can get it off the rake without pulling it back into the driveway, and it fucking snapped again. Like, I wasn't using it as a shovel, but it snapped like I used it as a shovel. And it fucking pissed me off. Today I had a flagpole that the fucking assholes who lived here before me left. So I had already like cut a piece of it off because I was trying to use it as a pry bar when I was trying to change my oil and instead change my transmission fluid. So I had a section about 4 feet, 4.5 feet long of that. So I just cut the piece off that I fucked up trying to use it as a pry bar, and then I just I put the rake part end, and I beat it into the fucking thing, and I put the broken handle piece into the end and beat it into the fucking pipe, and I used that. So, I mean, it works. I don't have to go back to Walmart.
Oh, that's
I think
good.
that was your first problem is you went to Walmart.
That was one thing I was gonna say.
That's like problem 1.
Second, you bought a Chinese-made something, but then again, you went to Walmart, so you really didn't have much of an option if that's your shopping bonanza area.
Even if I go to Home Depot, everything at Home Depot is made in China too.
That's why you gotta go to like Menards or Lowe's.
We do have a Lowe's.
Yeah.
It's farther away, but we do have one.
I honestly prefer Lowe's to Home Depot, but
Yeah.
that's my thing.
I don't think we have Menards out here.
At least out by us, Craig. They seem more knowledgeable.
Yeah.
At Lowe's than they do it. Home Depot. I don't know. Maybe that's different in other places, but the the
Well,
staff
Home
seems to have a
Depot is
better
like the
handle on what
fucking
the fuck they're
Walmart
doing.
of home improvement stores. It's where you go to get in and get out and not spend a ton of money. Well, you still spend a ton of money usually, but
Yeah.
it's not as expensive as some of the other places.
That's why I
You're not
prefer our
getting as-
Menards to the whole group.
You know, like I said, we don't have a Menards out here.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a single Menards.
Well, we got 2 floors on ours.
Yeah, and a piano player. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty nice.
Why the fuck is there a piano player at a Menards?
They have instead of like in-store music, they physically have someone at the top of like the escalator thing. Because they got like a moving walkway, but it's at an angle to take you up to the second floor if you got like a cart with stuff on it. Because a lot of the larger stuff is upstairs. But it's all magnetic, so it locks the cart in so it doesn't roll away on you. And at the very top, there's a person actually playing piano the whole time. Instead of them
Nice.
piping in music.
That's very fancy.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. That's a little too fancy for my taste.
It's actually different.
Yeah, it catches
It's a
you off
little-
guard when you walk into.
It's a
places,
little
you're like-
bourgeois, man.
Yeah.
It's a little
Well,
bourgeois.
it's interesting because you walk in and you're like, "Is that a real piano?"
Yeah.
Because it echoes. Like, it's like, that's a real piano. Someone's playing a piano.
Yeah, they obviously took the time to design that place to have that piano, play that music, so you hear it everywhere in the store.
Yeah.
And it ain't a small store.
No, it fuckers.
Oh,
huge.
they probably have it mic'd.
I don't know.
As far as I could tell,
it-
it wasn't.
It wouldn't be hard to mic that, actually.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then just
probably
put,
not.
like,
I'm just saying the
four
way
corner
the acoustics
speakers.
work in that place, you can pretty much hear everything anywhere. Anyways.
I personally despise those stores now. Like, I used to really enjoy going into Home Depot and Lowe's and Menards and all those, like, Ace Hardware. I fucking despise those stores now because now the only reason I go is because I need to replace something that fell apart here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's no longer I don't go so I can go buy a fucking fancy new tool. But
I understand.
which I will be doing sooner rather than later. I've redesigned my approach to my shop. Instead
Did
of
you
trying
now?
to go all out all at once, I'm gonna take one step at a time.
Oh, what? Like the advice we've been giving you there? Handy
I'm
Andy?
gonna start with the fire pits because that's the easiest. I don't really need a lot of equipment for that. I need a welder, and I can build the ring roller and shaper thingy that I need. Because that's just 3 rolls and a fucking crank, you know, nothing to that. And then Gab's dad has a welder. I just have to find it in their old garage, which might take a year.
Yeah.
But I'll start with the fire pits. I sell a couple fire pits, then I can buy the equipment I need, like a drill press and a belt sander for the knives, and I'll start with just stock removal knives, and then I'll go into Damascus knives. Even though I don't want to do that because I don't like stock removal knives because there's no skill really. There is,
That-
but there isn't.
I was gonna say you got to start somewhere, dude. Yeah, I've never done it before. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, but I didn't want any knives with my name on it that weren't Damascus.
Then don't put
But-
your name on it. Who says you got to put
Yeah.
your name on?
Just name it like, instead of Travis, put down like Bill.
Yeah.
Well, not my actual name, my company name.
Knives by Bill.
But I figure I don't need to make anything more than a handful of stock removal knives if I can sell them to be able to bump up to where I need between the fire pits and the knives and the money that I'm already investing in or planning investing in to buy the press, and then I can go to making actual forgings and Damascus and everything else. But I decided I was going to try to not buy a drill press and some of the other things, but then I have to buy a drill press.
You just don't see it, huh?
Well, if you get really
Yeah.
good at forging these knives, why don't you just forge a drill press?
That'd be interesting.
Because I've already proven to myself that I know jack shit about electricity,
Well,
and wiring things is not my forte.
that's where you hire an electrician to come over and take care of that bit. You just make
And
all the
I-
components.
Well,
There's
yeah,
no-
I
I was
fucking
gonna
I
say
already
there's
have
no
to
there's
fucking
no
hire an
there's
electrician.
no wrong way to say, hey, I need help. I mean, it's always
Yeah.
nice. It's like I had my buddy come over and help hang my fan in the kitchen because I realized my ceiling was not even, and I needed someone to help me shim it so I can hold things up to make sure it stayed where it was supposed to be. So
So when you turned your fan on and go, whoof, 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 whoof,
no,
and hit
no,
the ceiling.
I bolted everything in, and it looked like it was taking a fucking like it was just like diving towards the fucking. I'm like, what the fuck? And when I looked at it, and I put up I leveled it, and I looked at it, and it's like, okay, that's a level, but the fan's not, because then I went up to the ceiling itself, and around the box, it's like this, so it goes level, 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 not level. I'm like, motherfucker, one side, just one side from the 40-year-old house settling, it's settled, and I'm like, well, that's not gonna work. So, good times, good times. House repairs are always fun. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm about ready to burn my house down. The rewiring of a single fixture in the entryway has lit a fire of rage within me that just cannot be. Every time I look at that light now, I want to rip it out of the fucking ceiling. Because somewhere between taking down the old fixture and putting up the new fixture, one of the wires somewhere got fucking kinked or crossed or fucking split something, and now every time I hit the switch, it blows the breaker. Every time, and I've tried wiring it in every combination I could think of, and every single time it blows the breaker.
Why don't you just pull all the old wire out and run new wire?
Because it's not that simple.
Do you have
Oh, it is.
It's not just as simple as like, well, I'm gonna take this wire out and I'm gonna run new wire.
Why is it
Like,
not
I have
that
to-
simple?
Is it through conduit? Or
Because
is it,
my walls are all closed, Craig. I
Right,
don't have
get that.
open walls to
is
just
it-
run
is
new
it-
wire.
is it through piping? Is it piped through the house, or is it free?
It's free, I think, for the most part.
Oh, Jesus.
Then never mind. I was gonna say the easiest
You got
would be-
bigger problems than that one light, buddy. You need to you need to go up to Menards, buy yourself some Smurf tube, and rewire your entire house.
I kind of have a feeling that I need to do that anyway because the guy who lived here before thought he was something of a handyman, and every time I come upon something he did, which he wired most of the basement, and every other thing that he's done, I've found that it is half-assed and quite shoddy.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that I do need to actually probably think about rewiring. Although he used the correct wiring in the basement. It just, I don't know how he wired it. And it's a 4-way switch for the entryway. There's 3 fucking light switches that control it. So I have to rewire every single one of those switches.
Huh.
That's why it's not so easy. Like I can do the first one from the bottom of the stairs to the fixture. That one would be real easy. I just fucking tie a piece of twine to it, pull it out of the wall, tie the twine around the new wire, fucking pull it through the wall. But everything from that junction box down would be a nightmare. I'd have to rip out drywall.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they stapled it to the fucking studs.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, you're gonna have a you're gonna have a hassle.
So we might just not have a light ever in our entryway.
Might be
Oh,
safer.
get a tap light. You just walk in and tap it on.
I've thought about that.
Tap light works
Just
just
have
as
a
well.
couple along there.
Yeah.
Tap a couple, like 2 next to the door,
Yeah.
and then one down the stairs next to the other door, There you go. No worries.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, the way it sounds, I wouldn't really want an electrician coming in because he just look at me and go, "What the fuck did you do?
Yeah.
What did you do in this
Be
house?"
like, I bought it this way.
He'll say you should have had an inspector look at it.
I did have an inspector look at it.
Then he'll say you should have had a better inspector look at it.
The inspectors don't take fucking wires out of the walls. They don't take covers off the fucking fixtures.
True.
As long as it works, and it was working with the old fixture. And between taking the old fixture down and because they had some horribly hideous fucking fixture up there, and we put an equally hideous, in my opinion, fixture up. But it wasn't my decision.
Never
So,
will be. You do realize nothing you think about in that house will ever be yours again, right?
Yeah,
you
this
have-
room is mine.
One.
Right
Yeah,
here.
one.
This room is mine.
Yeah.
And everything else, I visit.
yeah, it's pretty much how it's usually gonna go.
This room and the garage. The garage kind of belongs to me too, but that's because she has nothing else to do in the garage. So,
For now.
although I think I might be losing this room if I can't figure out any other way to put the wood burning stove that I bought in the house, because where I was gonna put it, the chimney would go right in front of the sliding glass door and through the deck. So yeah, that
might not work.
Yeah, that's not gonna work at all. So I'm thinking, I'm sitting here like, where the fuck can I put it? Because I can't put it on this side of the house, right here. I can't put it on this side because this is the front side. You can't run chimney up the front side of your house. That would look horrendous. I can't put it on the back side of the house because half the fucking back side of the house is taken up by a fucking deck, and the other half is the garage. So I have to put it over here on this wall, which means I will have to take the wall between this room and the next room out and possibly just open this whole area up, because what's the point of having a fucking wood burning stove in a little area that might catch fire? So I have to open all this up. I might lose the room. It'll still be my area, but it just won't be a room.
What made you get a wood burning stove that was inside your house in the first place?
Wood burning stove will cost me maybe $600 a winter to heat my house, whereas what I have now, which is oil, costs me $600 every 2 months.
Ah, well, you got one of those type of furnaces, the old school.
Yeah.
Well,
We don't have
asking, is that
propane.
you can get those wood burning
and,
stoves that actually sit on the outside of the house. That's they're like outside the house that you open up and they pipe it into the house. I've seen those.
I think that would be far more difficult than just putting it in the house. Because to put it in the house, I just have to fucking pop a hole through the foundation to run the chimney out. To do it outside, I have to actually have vents and shit inside my house, which I don't.
Well, you have air conditioning, right?
No.
Okay, well then that totally fucking fucks my whole idea right out the window.
I have
just-
air
I was
conditioning
thinking maybe they had
units in
central
the
air.
windows.
Central air, you just pipe into the I mean, I have a furnace, so I mean it's.
Yeah, you have forced air, which is
Yeah.
nice in the wintertime.
Yeah, I could have. Yeah, doing that would be different. But
I have radiator heat. I have radiant heat along the baseboards.
because your house is 1,000 years old.
My house is 13 years old.
13?
Yes.
Why is there a 13-year-old house with oil? I thought that went out. I thought that was like a fucking not done anymore.
You see.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
There.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's my heaters.
I didn't think they did that anymore. I thought
Oh
that
yeah,
was like
they
a
do
whole
that.
issue
That's what they do in this area.
Well, that's just stupid. They don't have natural
Yeah.
gas.
They don't have what?
They don't have natural gas.
No, Dennis, I live out in sticks. Like you go down to the bottom of my street here is a fucking open field and then flat wetlands for a couple miles. and then you go to the right and there's onion fields for a couple miles. Like I'm out in the middle of fucking nowhere, more so than Lowell. I found the most remote area I could in New Jersey that I could still drive to work.
Yeah. How's that working out for you now? Working out well, isn't it?
It's nice.
Yeah, you should have probably taken it a step inland just a bit. Just a bit, not saying much.
No, because you go any further, you get any closer into like in the suburb areas, then you get places where your house is right on top of your neighbors. And that's horrendous.
Gotcha. Okay, well then never mind. Fucking whatever. I was just trying to be helpful, dude. I just was thinking like other things, and I'm just like, your entire house is completely kiboshes any thought I have on anything anywhere.
Yeah, now you know where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like, I try to come up with a solution that I'm used to. Like, well, okay, that's not going to work. Well, no, that's not going to work either. Well, fuck. And then I just sit down and I watch TV.
Yeah, well, I mean, with radiant heat, it's like your house is going to be ice fucking cold anyways. Radiant heat doesn't really do much.
Fuck you, Craig.
Yeah, on this. Definitely going to agree.
You better watch out. We might get a fucking copyright takedown notice.
Yeah, might as well. We got them on everything fucking else.
Yeah, the hell, let's just run it. Doesn't matter.
Fucking Joy Division came after us because you played like 10 seconds on your phone.
How dare you? We can't talk about. We can't. We should. You probably can't use their name either. So let's call them Happy Splits. I guess.
Happy
I don't know.
Splits.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to use their name because we could get in trouble. So Happy Splits.
Yeah. The Deutsche-Vision.
It took me a moment to understand what you were going for there, but I get it.
You got it now? Okay,
Happy
good. You with
Division splits. Yeah.
So have you guys watched the new season of Doctor Who?
Yeah.
I've seen the premiere. I haven't watched any since.
I watched last night's episode last night because I'm on the game this year.
Yeah, I didn't because I took my sister to a Halloween party for handicapped children, which was horrible for me. She loved it, but it was just awful for me.
Oh, sure. Have a perfectly legitimate excuse.
Yeah.
I have no excuses as to why I'm not caught up. We haven't watched Walking Dead either, which I know that's not a big deal to anybody else. It's not a big deal to me either, but
Nah, I've really given up on that show.
I gave up on it when it started.
I watched the first season. I liked the first season. After that, I just really didn't give a shit.
I have not been able to set up. I have a coworker who has Stars who's going to allow me to use his thing. I have not been able to set up Stars, so I have not seen Evil Dead yet.
I watched that today too.
I didn't. I went on my onto my
Have you
cable
seen
box. They actually had. I've been catching up on the Blacklist, and I went to my on demands thing. It said Ash versus Evil Dead. I'm like, yes, and they're like, no, you got to pay $10 a month. I'm like, go fuck yourself. I'm not paying $10 a month for one show. Kiss my ass. I'll find it somewhere else. I can get it on the internet. I know I can. I just gotta wait a little.
I got it from a friend at work that I know who does a thing and let me borrow his Stars
I have
thing.
A friend who has a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing. I got a buddy who's gonna let me use his account.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on my Xbox.
The wife and I were sitting there, and I was like, "Ooh!" And I'm like, "I'm not paying $10." She's like, "I wouldn't either. Fuck that shit."
Yeah. I would totally.
I'm so excited for it.
I hear
though.
it's great. I hear the episode was fantastic.
I would totally recommend watching it. It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, I keep hearing
that
like,
good.
It was great. Without spoiling anything, I'm not saying much but it was great.
Was it along the same lines as the movies? Like it kept right in pace.
It was right in pace with. Yeah, I'd say it was right in pace with 2 and 3. I wouldn't say it wasn't 1, but it was the horror element. Like like by the time Army of Darkness came around, it was a little campy for the horror. It wasn't great. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was. They purposely cheesed it up.
Yeah. This, I would say, goes more along the lines of a new horror style, where it's very
like the reboot of Evil
not
Dead?
necessarily like. Let's say that they had a big. Let's say if like Evil Dead 2 had a massive budget and they could use, and they weren't having to go cheesy to keep an R rating instead of going above R. That's basically what you're getting in this.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
What?
Oh, I want to see it so bad.
Yeah,
Okay. Is it along that way? Speaking of, there's a movie coming out the same day as the new Star Wars is coming out. It's called He Never Died, starring Henry Rollins. It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, he plays Judas.
Kane. I thought he plays Kane.
Or yeah, he's Kane. That's right. He's Kane.
Yeah. Did you see the preview for it?
He is though. He is the epitome of the Tool song that was written about him. Though now. He's such a sellout. Like he's still Henry Rollins, and I'll give him props for being Henry Rollins. But he's such a sellout now. Like he's so Hollywood. It's ridiculous.
Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. Coming from being a manager at a Haagen-Dazs to doing that, I'd do it too. Fuck it.
Well, you heard what Maynard said about all the Tool fans, right?
Well, they just
No.
suck too.
Recent interview, someone
I'm not
asked him
Tool
about
fan
his new what's next for Tool. When's the new album coming? He goes, I don't give a fuck. Fuck all the fans. They're all retarded. He goes, they put way too much into this bullshit, and he goes, it's just not fun anymore.
Well, yeah, that's the problem when you reach. Maynard did it to himself though, because Maynard like set up this personality that is for people in that realm is almost demigod like, and then he does 5 different bands, all of them equally as talented. And then he wonders why people are fucking all about him.
Yeah.
He sings about the shit that angry teenagers are angry about, and then wonders why people fucking worship him. So it's like you kind of do it. And same thing with Henry Rollins. Henry Rollins made it big because he said the things that everybody else wanted to say.
Right.
And he created a platform. Maynard and Henry Rollins and people like fucking Ozzy, even though Ozzy hasn't been relevant in 20 years. All these people, they create a platform when there isn't one. And then they say the things that people who are disillusioned want to hear. And then they become famous and they become rock stars and they're like, oh, well, fuck the fans.
Well, I will.
They're
I
all
will
fucking
disagree with you
ridiculous. They take themselves way too seriously.
I will take umbrage against that on Rollins. Rollins will be the first guy to talk to you if he sees you. If you're not being a dick, he'll be nice to you. I mean, I know that.
Well, yeah,
firsthand.
I've never met Rollins, although of all the non-authors who have blatantly ignored emails, Twitters, and Facebooks invites to come on our non-show.
Right.
Henry Rollins is one of the only people that I've repeatedly tried to contact with zero response. Not even like an automated. This is his assistant person.
Right.
We're not gonna, we don't take unsolicited requests for interviews and shit like that. So I kind of gave up. I do have one author that I needed to get on the show, but since we had another span of schedules not matching, I just didn't bother.
Yeah.
This is what happens as we get older. Life kind of takes over, and you don't get to do all that. Unless this became a priority, it's not gonna.
Yeah, if we were getting paid for this shit, I think we'd all be able to make do, but.
Yeah, if we were making money enough to just pay a bill or two, we'd make it.
Yeah.
We'd make sure we showed up.
Yeah.
But since we're doing this for free, you people can deal with it.
Yeah, you'll get it when you get it. How do you like that? Yeah.
You'll get it when it's ready.
Yeah.
We're doing this at a loss. We're not doing it for free. We're doing this at a loss.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because
too.
you pay for the website and I pay for the fucking Podbean. It's like we're doing this because we enjoy talking to each other once a week and then recording it so everybody else can hear it.
Yeah.
Like,
Works for me, dude.
we think that highly of ourselves. That our conversations are important enough for other people to listen to.
No one else is gonna do it for you.
Yeah.
Boost your own ego. Fuck it.
Well, I have no problem saying that. I think highly of myself. I think every conversation I have is just fucking utterly fascinating.
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
I think I'm all right. I do a thing.
I think I'm all pretty all right. I'm not nothing to write home about, but I'm all right.
I'll write home about you, Dennis.
Thanks.
Speaking of television, though, to go back to our conversation, I binged on Arrow and The Flash.
I binged The Flash. Did not binge The Arrow.
You should.
Really?
I did not like The Arrow the first time that I started watching it when I was watching it when it was on TV.
Okay.
But because I binged The Flash first once it came on Netflix.
Mm.
And after watching The Flash, I was like, guy at work watches The Arrow. Craig watches The Arrow. He says it's all right.
Yeah,
I'll give
Arrow's
it a try.
all right.
So I went back, and The Arrow is... Imagine a more soap opera feeling in The Flash. Like, it has all the action of The Flash, all the action of a comic book and a comic book series, but then it has very soap opera-ish acting.
Yeah.
And the season 3 should just be called Oliver Queen Gets Laid.
Yeah.
Because like every other episode he's fucking some new broad. So it's like it's good. It's not as good as how I think a Batman series could go if they did it in the same vein, which they should. If you wanted my opinion, they should do a Batman series because it all ties in. I remember the Arrow showing up on the animated series several times.
He was in
What?
Smallville.
That's why I
Was
think
he in Smallville?
Yeah.
that's why I think DC's doing it right by putting it on television because I think they can play out parts a little bit better than trying to throw them all into movies because you can literally tie in different. People can bounce from a new place to a new place and be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, it's totally cool, and you don't have to like, well, we got 2.5 hours to throw this film together, instead of like, we got like 27 episodes, throw something on, and you know what I mean? You can really flesh out characters that way.
And that's what I liked because the season before The Flash came out, they were introducing characters from The Flash. They introduced the characters, the two people from, I forget their names, from Star Labs.
Oh, Cisco and what's her name?
Yeah. And then they introduce Barry.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, he becomes a Flash and he calls the Arrow because he's like, I kind of don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So it's neat that they tied them in and they did crossovers during the seasons.
They do a bunch of crossovers.
And if they did a Batman series, they could go because Gotham sucks. I'm sorry if you like Gotham, but I watched the first 4 episodes and I was like, this is fucking horrible. This is terrible. Because it's like they're going for a realistic set of enemies.
Right.
Like a realistic set of villains. It's like the villains are never realistic.
Right.
One of the guys is a goddamn crocodile.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Did you watch this week's Flash?
I haven't watched any of the new. I don't have cable.
Oh, okay. It's on
I
CW.
binge watched them on Netflix.
Oh. Well, you watched the full
Grodd's
first
in there.
season then, right?
Yeah, and Grodd's in there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm talking like Gotham is all realistic.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
All the villains are realistic. They're human beings. And I don't like
Gotcha.
that. I don't like the fact that they're all human. There are villains like the Penguin. The Penguin was deformed. That's why they called him the Penguin. He wasn't some fucking scrawny geek that could sweet talk people. The Penguin looked like a goddamn penguin because he was physically deformed. The Joker had physical deformities. Fucking Two-Face was burned with acid. And none of these people, they're all human. There's nothing special about them. They're all just human. It's like a mobster movie played out within a comic book. It's lame.
Yeah.
Whereas the Flash had Grodd, it had metahumans. That metahumans spilled over into the Arrow series. The Arrow series had Ra's al Ghul and all these other people that have like semi-immortal features about them.
Yeah, new season's pretty good with that. He's going by Green Arrow now.
Is he Green Arrow now?
Yeah.
Yeah, because his sister is Red Arrow or Scarlet Arrow.
Speedy?
Yeah.
She wants to be called the Red Arrow, but they're still calling her Speedy because that's what she always was in the books.
Yeah.
And then,
Arsenal.
because Roy was Arsenal, and then he died, and they referred to him as the Arrow. That's what all the police thought. So whatever, this is all spoiler shit. This is all spoiler shit, and I probably shouldn't have said that far. Sorry.
What the fuck? When did Roy die?
I thought he was.
He just came out of the Mirakuru stuff, and he moved away.
Yeah.
And the end of the third season. He wasn't back in the end of the third season. He wanted to come back, but he wasn't back yet.
Yeah, well, I'm done talking. Because I just realized I might have just spoiled something.
I just went a little farther ahead for Travis.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Sorry.
I got a year to wait before it hits Netflix. I'll forget it in that time. But
well, there's a CW app, right?
Is it free?
Yeah, and it gives you the last 5 episodes. So if you get on it now, you could probably catch the first 5
on Netflix or on Xbox.
I don't know if there's a CW app on Xbox.
You can spend $35. Go get yourself one of those Chrome apps or the
Chromecast.
Chromecast Doogles. Throw them in, and you can play it off your phone or anything. That's only $35. Not even. I think it's even like 25 in some on sale. That's what I picked mine up for.
I don't know. You'd have to check the Xbox. There might be a CW app on there. It seems like I remember one, but I'm not positive.
I'll check it out.
Though,
but they should do a Batman. Do you not agree that they should do a Batman series? They should do a Batman series. They should do a fucking Green Lantern series because they're gonna do a Justice League anyway.
Well, the Justice League's gonna be in the movies. The only thing they're doing right now, they got plans for right now, is that what is it, World's Finest or whatever, where it's gonna have Hawkgirl and Adam and all those people.
I got what's the name of that? I know Marvel's doing a television series, but it's like what are they called? It's the cleanup crew. What are they called?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Huh?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, it's actually it's gonna be a comedy. It's the guys who come and clean up after the Avengers destroy everything.
Oh.
The guys who, they did a small comic series of them. It has like Hercules and shit because Hercules got in trouble and sued. So he has to do community service by cleaning up all the problems they keep making. I forget the name of the group. It's but yeah, they're like a cleanup crew. They come in and they actually clean up every time the superheroes destroy a city, they come in and repair everything, send people bills.
That I'm not familiar with.
I'd like, I don't know. I had a little bit of a quip about this on Facebook. I like that it's becoming more accessible and more mainstream, but I also hate it because now the market's becoming saturated. Did you watch the premiere for Supergirl?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Did you?
Yeah. I think it was.
I'm of the mind that if Arrow is for boys, Supergirl's for girls. Like they made Arrow to be like the Arrow and the Flash are very much. It feels like directed at males.
Yeah, and you know what? I think Supergirl. I think if you give it till this week, you're probably gonna like it a little bit better. I think that pilot that they showed, that's what they showed as the first episode, was the actual pilot. I think it was just shoving a lot of shit in there to show you what you know.
See.
Yeah, what they wanted the network to see before they, all of a sudden had it ready. Because that pilot's been floating around for a while. So.
Yeah, it's called.
I
looked
like.
it up,
I didn't
called,
dislike it, but I felt it was very much for girls.
Yeah.
So.
Like, and I realize that sounds sexist and everything to everybody else, but I really don't give a shit. Like, it feels very much directed at a female audience. It
that's how
feels like
Supergirl always
Veronica
has
Mars
been.
for fucking 12-year-olds.
I mean, that's how Supergirl always was. It was just like it's the way it started out.
Well, yeah, and I never really read Supergirl comic books.
Yeah.
Either.
Well, I saw they're doing.
I didn't read any of the fucking female comic books. Now that I think about it, unless they were in teams. I didn't read any. Of course, I didn't read any like standalones anyway. I read the X-Men. The only standalone I ever read was fucking Wolverine.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I read Supergirl. I read Batgirl. The Supergirl stuff, like basically they went with like the older, like the origin story they gave her is all right. I don't know. I didn't think it was great. I prefer the New 52 origin story, where she shows up and she doesn't even speak English and all that good stuff. Doesn't trust Kal-El because he's 25 years older than he should have been. I mean, it was a really good storyline, because she'd been in hypersleep for the whole journey. So she comes out as a, 16, 17-year-old girl when she shows up. Well, she left the planet at the same time as her infant cousin. So, he shows up, he's raised, he's in his, 20s, 30s. She shows up and she doesn't know what the fuck's going on. I thought that was a really good setup for it, but,
Well, that was also the setup. Her not speaking English and her not knowing anything and not quite trusting Superman was in the animated series,
Right.
too.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then
there's been
he had to
multiple
send her
origin
off
stories.
He had to send her off with Wonder Woman to
Right.
train her.
And see, with that, you can do that in a comic book, but on a TV show, it's like, yeah, you got to go and she's got to be able to speak English because the show's not going to make any sense if she doesn't.
Right.
Whatever. They did fucking Klingon and they did Cylon.
Yeah.
People still watched it.
Yeah. Hardcore nerds still watched it. It wasn't like the
Yeah.
introduction of the Klingons back in the 60s was like that. Back then, they just looked like they all had Fu Manchus.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna say,
know.
they kept it just like
Yeah.
Klingons, didn't they?
That's true.
I was gonna say the Klingons and the Romulans looked almost the exact same, right? I mean, is that how they got?
Yeah. Klingons just look like Asian dudes. Like not even Asian, like the Eurasian, like the Russian style.
Yeah.
Like the far Eastern Russians. That's why they were the bad guys back during the Cold War. Makes sense.
You don't think about that stuff
Yeah.
until you do, and you're like, that actually makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Just like Cobra were the commies.
What, a G.I. Joe?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I figured that much.
Yeah. It's just like it's always been like that. Used
Yeah,
to
but
be
they
you always
wanna
had the
give some
Russians.
body mas- Did they always want to give somebody a body massage, which I never made any sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
What's a body massage?
It's like I keep seeing that trailer for Creed. I'm like, what's he gonna end up doing? Fighting instead of Ivan Drago at some point, he's gonna end up fighting like an ISIS member. Like honestly, by the time Creed 4 comes out, I want to see like Rocky come out of retirement to be Mr. America, like Creed was in the original series, and then just fight some big like ISIS dude who kills him in the ring. And then that's how the torch is passed. And then 20 years from now, Rocky's kid wants to be a boxer.
So Creed takes over.
Creed takes him on. Just a never-ending cycle going between Creed and Rocky.
Because it's the best way to do it because no one will notice.
Yeah.
They'll be like, I Never heard of this before. This is
It'll
new.
it'll be 60 years by the next one. So
True. Good point.
I don't understand why they can't just let that die. Does Sylvester Stallone seriously need the money that bad?
I guess he was approached about the Creed thing. So he's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Because, I mean, he's just basically instructing the kid at this point. He's like Burgess Meredith was in the first one. He'll be wearing a monocle and a top hat. And... All right, kid.
You gotta kill him.
What was that watching this? As my brain just completely shuts down. It's been a long week. Did anyone get any trick or treaters this year? By the way,
We got like 4.
I had 2.
I wasn't home, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I had 2, and it's fucking. I mean, I've got so much sugar in this house right now. I'm gonna have diabetes by the end of it.
Yeah. See, it helped out that or it didn't help out that we had rain again this year.
Yeah. Well, I guess in town here they have now they do that trunk or treat shit.
Oh.
The high school parking lot, and everyone has they sit at the back of their car and they have all the candy. I was sitting there, I'm like, well, that just we don't want you going to strangers' houses, but going to the back of a stranger's car for free candy, always a good idea.
Yeah, but then again, you're also in a big parking lot and regulated by everybody else.
Just saying in general, I mean, hey, kid, you want some free candy? We were taught no. Nowadays, it's like, well, they do that every year at the school. Like, well, this should be a great idea. That's all I can see. Where'd little Timmy go? Well, what a shocker! You taught him a dumb way. With the parents, when you walk around, at least to the houses, you're like, yeah, don't go to that house. That's a weird house. Come over here.
Yeah.
See, the town over from Gabrielle's mom, they were fucking. The streets were just jammed, packed with people.
Yeah.
Going house to house like it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Her mom didn't get that many people. She's on a busy street though.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm fairly certain we got nobody, but that's just because we live out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. Well,
that'd be shocking. I'd be more worried about the people showing up.
Yeah. Well, Travis, you probably look like a murder house anyway.
Yeah, it'd be like people showing up to your
house.
house.
No, my house looks nice.
Middle of nowhere, looking for candy. They have
from
masks,
the outside.
and those knives look really shiny for some reason, and I don't know why.
They're like, stay away from the old Jenkins place up there. It's all abandoned, but you see the ghost now and then. Travis is out there raking his yard. I'm not a fucking ghost.
I just
don't see the sun very often, motherfucker. Fuck off.
Oh, he's angry this time around.
You can see through his skin. He's either a ghost or the lead singer of The Cure.
Either or both. It could be both. You know? It's the ghost of The Cure.
Yeah, isn't he dead now? Or are we still waiting?
Who, Robert Smith? I think he's still alive.
We're still waiting.
Well, yeah, I think, Isn't he a vegetarian or something like that? I mean, so he's going to spend the rest of his life eating leaves and be fine. You saw that bacon can kill you now, right?
He was like 300 pounds last time I saw him.
Sounds like a normal vegetarian.
Like B. Arthur with black hair.
Yeah.
Did anyone see the study that says that bacon can kill you?
Yeah, bacon causes cancer. That red meat basically causes cancer.
Yeah,
see, everything fucking causes cancer. It doesn't matter what it is. It causes cancer.
The problem is that they didn't really. They just went with that, and I went back and read the proper story. If you have bacon, 2 pieces of bacon a day for the rest of your life, your risk of colon cancer goes up by 6% when you get older.
Which is nothing.
Right. Where they put it in with asbestos and cigarettes and lead. I'm like, okay, wait a minute here. You're putting it in a carcinogen. Cancer, you smoke, you get, as you age, it goes up by 2,500%. It's a big difference. 6%, 2,500%. There's a bit of a gap. That's all I'm saying. There's a bit of a gap there from one being more dangerous than the other.
Well, the problem is, if you have 2 pieces of bacon a day, come on, how many people are you feeding? You crack open a pound of bacon, you cook the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
How much of it makes it to the plate? Probably like 2 pieces.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, I mean, admittedly, if I make some BLTs, I have at least 6 pieces. I mean,
Yeah.
But you're not eating 2 pieces a day.
nah.
You might have 6 pieces of bacon a month. Like,
But see,
I like bacon. I like bacon a lot, but I don't eat bacon as often as
Everybody
every day
else,
or even every week. Nobody I know eats bacon every week or every day.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who eats bacon.
what
every
if
single day.
you go to places and you eat a bacon cheeseburger every day because that's your thing? Think about that,
I
Travis.
don't know anybody who does that.
Well, maybe you should start.
Yeah.
And
That'd be such
you're-
a-
And then
if you
report
go to a
back about
place
your
and
colon
you're eating
cancer.
A bacon cheeseburger, you're not really eating bacon. You're eating fucking frozen meat that was just rewarmed. So
I mean,
Still bacon.
Well, like I said, I just
I
read
don't
that
know.
article. I just
it's
laughed.
bacon.
So-
It's bacon byproduct, maybe.
yeah.
Bacon,
I laughed
bacon
at-
flavored cardboard
yeah, I laughed
from
at that whole article.
every fucking bacon burger I've ever had.
Yeah.
The bacon
I read the
tastes
whole
disgusting.
article. It was a joke. It's like they're talking about how, like whoever decided to write that out, not the World Health Organization article, the real one, the one I actually went and read.
The
Everybody
Huffington
else
Post one.
posted it, never read anything on it. I'm like, yeah, it gives you cancer, but it's like the percentage is so low. Where I live, I'll probably have a better chance of getting cancer
Yeah.
than
From
where-
the power lines over your house.
yeah, and everything else. I was like, whatever, dude. Okay, fine. Bacon's gonna kill you. Fucking don't eat this,
Well-
don't eat that. I'm gonna die anyways. And
Something
saw a
else
com-
they didn't
I
talk
saw a
about
comedian
was
that-
moderation.
yeah, I saw a comedian not too long ago. I said, look,
you do
I don't-
anything in excess, it's gonna kill you.
yeah, everything does.
If you drink
gonna-
water in excess, which is good for you, drinking water is good for you. You drink too much of it, it'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, well, there's it's no, I don't think anyone's. Do you not tell these people who write these articles you're not getting out of this anyways? You do die at the end. I mean, there is that
Yeah.
whole thing. You don't live forever. You do die.
No one
I
gets
don't-
out of here alive.
Yeah, no one
Like-
ever does. Yeah, I saw a stand-up comedian not too long ago, and he goes, I don't want to spend my entire life eating salad to tack on 4 years of eating more salad because because I don't want my deathbed to be. I wish I had a chalupa, because I get what he's saying. We're all gonna get out. We're not gonna get out of here. We might as well enjoy what we're eating.
Yeah, live your life. Don't fucking worry about the bullshit. I have a drink or two. I eat bacon.
Every day.
I eat red meat. I drink soda. I live my life. Am I shortening it? Probably. Do I care? It's not by an amount that's going to be drastic enough that it's going to affect anything anyway. Like I take more risk going to work every day, like leaving my house and getting into a vehicle, than eating or consuming anything. Like
Yeah.
there's more risk in driving to work than consuming or drinking anything that's edible or drinkable.
Yeah, well, there's that whole thing along with hell, you have like in New York City, you're actually, I think just read an article. I just read a statistic somewhere that says if you're in New York City, you're 10 times more likely to be bit by a person than anyone
Yeah.
ever is out in the ocean being bit by a shark.
Yeah, you're more
like,
likely to be bit by a human being in New York City
Yeah,
than being bit by a shark in the ocean.
yeah, it's the same
Which is-
damn.
Kind of disturbing if you think about it.
Okay. I have to get going, gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
It's my
That was
birthday,
the
dude.
boss saying, "Dennis, you need to go."
Dennis, your birthday dinner's ready. Get up here and eat
Yeah.
your eggplant.
No,
You vegan.
yeah, because that's what I am. All right, folks.
Well,
I gotta get.
like
outta
I
here.
said, we'll just call.
We'll
it
just
there.
wrap it up there.
All right. Later,
All right.
folks.
Thanks for watching. Blah, blah, blah. Hank.
Bye.
Talk to y'all next week.
All right.
All right.
Happy birthday again, Dennis.